I'm Christopher Torretto, writer, actor. I just did an amazing interview with Keith Andrew. I think it's absolutely fantastic what he's doing, bringing people together, sharing around everything in the industry, connecting people. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant job, pal. Keep it up.
I'm Parrington. I'm a writer, author, actor. I've just been interviewed on the Keith Andrew show. Absolutely fantastic show. Been on here before. I'll give you 2 thumbs up, Keith.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the KeithAndrewNetWork. It's a special Thanksgiving episode. We're here live from the United Kingdom. And the first thing I want to say is welcome to the KeithAndrewNetWork. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to ask one question. It's for both of you. I want you guys to interact. What I like is bringing people together and you support a cause and you make a new friend out of it. First question I want to ask both of you is, how have you been? And how is it over in England? It's the whole lockdown. And I guess Chris, we'll start off with you.
Lockdown was I've kind of been on lockdown since 2019, before COVID. My daughter got extremely ill and she was taken into the hospital. She went into a coma. She got a very rare illness. And then basically when she got out, like they told us she wasn't going to make it. 5 days later, she came out of the coma. She came home, and then we were kind of on lockdown from there because our whole lives had to change. The people I was allowed to be around, the way I was allowed to mix with people, our furniture, loads of stuff. We had to change cleaning products and all sorts of stuff. So when COVID kind of hit, it didn't really make a big difference to me personally, other than just for work. It was just work. All the sets were closed. I couldn't fly back to Los Angeles, and that was my major hit. That was the biggest hit I got out of it. Everything else was just kind of normal to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I went to the shop. They were all, you can only buy certain items. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? Wear a mask. That's fine. Doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? It got to the point where it was just like, I was used to it before COVID. So it didn't really affect me like that, or than just not being on set and not being able to fly home.
No, I understand. You know, it's funny in a six-dimensional kind of way. There's a video. I used to work at Walmart, and there's a video where there's empty shelves. And you would think it's like an apocalypse or something. God forbid this crap. Well, we can get to that. Unfortunately, with the anti-vaxxers, this shit's going to last another 2-3 years. It's kind of like we had a chance to get rid of it, but these people don't want to get vaccinated. But it's kind of like, wait, you get the flu shot, you get the measles, you get all these other vaccines, but because this is so politically blown up, you don't want to be vaccinated. And thanks to these jackoffs, this is going to be enough. I don't want to deal with this for another 2-3 years. I want to go out. I want to live my life. Grant, how have you been? How do you feel?
Well, we haven't been too bad down here. Lockdown was quite difficult. I was doing writing. I just concentrated on my writing past time. My wife was working all the way through it. She works in mental health and learning disability, so she was working all the way through it. But I was just writing, keep myself occupied by writing. Similar thing, the sets were shut down, there was no filming, but I just concentrated on writing, and I've had my shots. I can't understand why people aren't having them. Let's get on top of this and let's get back to normal. That's what we need to do. We need to get back to normal as fast as we can.
Absolutely. And it's not about, Republicans, Democrats, red, blues. It doesn't matter about any of that. It's about doing what's right and then being vaccinated. As I said, because this is so politically in the media, they didn't do this with the flu shots, because people made this into the whole big, BS. I'm always said scandal, but it's kind of like how many people have to die until people take responsibilities for their own actions? But this is not about coronavirus, but this is a normal conversation. But Chris, I want to hear your opinion before we go to the next subject.
Well, to be honest, like as I say, I kind of got into the fact that I was really living that kind of life anyway. Do you know what I mean? We had to all get shots and stuff before we were allowed in the hospital to see my daughter. My daughter had to get top ups and stuff and everything, so it kind of just became normal to us. And very much like in there, like I spent 2020. I also got into writing. I started writing scripts, something that I never really planned on doing in my life. And within the year, I wrote 10 films and a TV series. And I have 4 films now with directors from Netflix, 2 with Universal and 1 with Lionsgate. And that's my very first year of film, like writing scripts. And then a guy came to me then there not last week, the week before. And he's a producer, and he was like, "Hey, I'm looking to make a film, and it's going to be starring this person, this person, and this person." There were 3 major Hollywood stars. And he was all, "I want you to write the script." And I was like, "Okay." So I wrote the script, got it back to him in 3 days, and he loved it. We chopped and changed it a little bit, and now they've taken that on. So COVID kind of helped me in a way, because I got to connect with people that I never got to connect with. If it wasn't for COVID, half of these people are so busy you never get to talk to them. And then, like, I made the best contacts I could ever make in 2020. So kind of done a thing for me. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get past it. I'm kind of sick of it now, and I just want to get past it and get on with normal living again.
So it has a positive effect for you.
Yeah, it was quite good. Yeah, it's like, as I say, I wasn't leaving home very often. I was shooting my own film in the UK, and I had the closed set. So I started writing, and then my first script ended up going to a director on Netflix, and he loved it. And I was like, shit, I didn't even know I could write. And then my second one, he sent another one to another person. Then a guy from Universal, he emailed me, and then I got a phone call from Universal. I got a phone call from Lionsgate, and it was just like, what is going on here? All these producers are ringing me looking scripts, and it's because I was writing so fast. That's what they couldn't get over. They were like, well, if he's writing so quick, they couldn't be that good. But then they were reading them and going, what the, like, how long did it take you to write this? And I told them I can write a script in less than 10 days. And they basically didn't want to believe me. So the producer came in on the 10th of November. He said, I'll give you the 1st of December to get me a first draft if you can. And on the 13th of November, I sent them the first draft. And they loved it that much. They came back with like 3 or 4 small changes that the director thought would be really cool, which we all agreed on anyway. And then I wrote it again in a day, just fixed those changes in a day and sent it to them. So within 4 days, they had a full script ready to shoot. And that word is kind of getting around now. And I'm getting producers from everywhere, producers and directors and people's management and all reaching out to me. And they're like, hey, we want a script, we want a script, we want a script, we want a script, we want a script. And I've wrote like 17 scripts since March 2020. And it's like, my head's broke. It's been good, like, it's been good. Like, so.
Bring my book up and you can turn it into a script.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. Loads of people they're coming to me, so they have different stories. Yeah. And they want me to write my own script, which I've done. I wrote a TV series, a 10-episode thing that now is Sky's looking at it, BBC's looking at it, HBO's looking at it. And then I got then a producer coming to me going, hey, Chris, I've got an idea. Now it's for this Hollywood star specifically. And I was like, you fucking shitting me? Sorry. And,
that's fine. It's uncensored.
Good, because I'm Irish. And I was like, and he was like, yeah. He wants you to write it. And I was like, right, okay. And he was all, so can you do that script up for me? And this is what we want done. And he told me he'd send me through a synopsis. He sent me a log line. A synopsis is like a page and a half of a story. He sent me a log line. That is literally one line. And I had wrote 93 pages on one line, sent it back 4 days later. He sent it to this massive actor, somebody I've looked up to my whole life. And he came back and was all, wow, this guy can write. this is amazing. So it's just kind of gone from here to here overnight. And I'm just work now. I never get a chance to stop. If I'm not on set, I'm on my laptop, and I take my laptop with me to set. So when I'm not, like, I'm waiting in between different shoots or whatever and different setups of the cameras, I'm on the laptop typing up and writing away. And yeah, enjoyable.
Well, it's kind of funny we should be talking about scripts. I actually thought about, and if you guys are interested, I actually thought about having scripts, for my talk show. People can actually write us, because I write crescents. I'm thinking, if I want to take the Keith Andrew Network to the next step, maybe I should have someone writing scripts for me. Would that be something you guys be interested in, or do you think I really need it?
I've done that where you script the show. When you script the show, sometimes they become extremely comedic. And I scripted a show on YouTube, and it got 3.6 million views. Because it was just comedy from start to finish. We took a very serious subject that people just were really scared to talk about and be open about, something that needs to be spoke about. And it was actually around disability and mental health. And we made it funny. We made it real. And people were watching going, wow, I can't believe how much we learnt by having a laugh with people. And we used it then. It went on then for a charity drive and ended up, I think we raised something like £10,500 or something in the first week, which is quite good. Like, so it's something that needs to be talked about more. Is disabilities, mental health, stuff like that. And I think if you,
it definitely needs talking about.
Yeah, if you script something, you can get something across so great. People will listen better. They'll watch. Like, it's like I say, the reason I get in there now writing scripts now is because every script I do, I kind of want to put an underlying story in it. There has to be something in there. There has to be something in there that you're getting a point across, because you can only really, you'll reach people. People will watch TV quicker than they'll lift a book. So that's the reason I do it.
Well, we could definitely talk about that off the air. But the other question is for both of you. Because me, obviously, it's two questions. First one is, I know Thanksgiving is a made-up American holiday. We can always talk about that, but it is a nice time of the year. People come together and eat. So the first question I want to ask both of you is, what are you thankful for?
I'll let you answer this one first, pal. I answered last time, so first.
I'm thankful for my health. I'm blessed to have good health. And I think your health is everything. I think as soon as you start losing your health, your mental health, whatever, physically, disability, things change in your life. And so I'm grateful and thankful that I've got good health.
I agree. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I celebrate Thanksgiving. I may be in the UK, but I always celebrate it. Being in America a long time, now being in the UK, I still celebrate it. So we do the full Thanksgiving dinner and all that there, and we bring people around and stuff. And one of my friends, his parents, he's got autistic, and his parents moved away, and they basically moved away and kind of left him. They're like 6 hours away, and he's got nobody. So we brought him around, and we had Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that there. Like, but me personally, I have a lot to be thankful for. As you can hear, I grew up in Ireland. I grew up in a very, very nasty part of Ireland. I ended up running away from home when I was 14. And I lived on the streets from when I was 14 until I was 21. And then at 21, I got my first job, got a car, and some people didn't like that. And then I got a head injury, and I had to learn how to walk and talk again. So my life was basically over. I was told that was it. My life was over. I'd be in a wheelchair. I wouldn't walk, wouldn't talk. And I beat that. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I'm actually here. I'm able to put a sentence together. I'm able to live the life I'm living. I've got my kids. I've got my family. And I've got one heck of a support system. From going, basically, I had nothing. I literally had nothing. I used to sleep on a park bench. I used to sleep in a like almost like a mall before they finished building it. I used to sneak in and sleep in it. I had nothing. I was rummaging bins for food. And I literally I traveled the whole way around Ireland, like filming lifts, getting a lift here and there, hitchhiking.
So you've done
And
yeah.
they go from that, they live in the life I'm living now. I'm unbelievably grateful. Unbelievably grateful. Like, so many people told me at 14, you'll be dead by the time you're 16. So many people told me when I was 16, you'll be dead by the time you're 21. And then when I was at 21, I thought that was it. I lay on the ground bleeding out. I stopped breathing, and I woke up in hospital with a head injury. And then 19 months later, I was back walking and talking again. And then that was it. From that moment on, I was like, nope. I've been through a lifeline, so I'm grabbing life by two hands, and I'm going to live it as best I can. And I have just pushed every limit I can push. Like, whenever I started acting, I have no education because I left home. No education, no experience, no on. People told me, Chris, you'll never get anywhere. One, you're Irish. I got that. Yep, you're Irish. Your accent, you'll not get nowhere. You've got tattoos, you'll not get nowhere. And then I set a record. I did 29 films in 20 months, all lead roles. And they were short films, feature films, TV shows. And I did that in, as I say, 29 films in 20 months. I won countless awards. And then I got picked up to do a show and a couple of films then in Los Angeles. So I moved there. And it was just hard work. It was just grafting. Like, when I first started,
You proved everybody.
Yeah, that was it. I had to. Like, I traveled Britain, all of Britain, and I slept in my car for 6 weeks while my wife was at home with my daughter, which was my first child with her, with my wife. And if I didn't eat on set, I didn't eat. I ran out of fuel in Birmingham, and I was very lucky. An elderly man pulled up the street and was, "Are you okay?" And I was, "I've been here 2 nights, mate. I've no fuel. I can't get home." And he went and filled up my car for me to get me home. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. So whenever I got my first big acting gig, I found out who the man was. He worked in the superstore down there, and I went down to the superstore and I gave him money and a card to say thank you, because it was tough. It was tough going. So I'm very, very, very thankful to be alive. I'm very thankful for my family, and I'm very thankful to be where I am right now after the life I've had.
That's good. It's good.
What about you, Gran?
Yeah, well, I haven't had it as tough as that, nowhere near. But like I say, I'm just thankful I've got good health. I've got everything. I've a wonderful home, a wonderful life. I've a lot to be grateful for. I'm just happy at this moment. Just happy and glad to be in good health.
No, absolutely. Now, the last question I want to ask you, both of you, is how can people follow you on social media? Are you on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram? But the question I want to ask you is, besides me, obviously, have you worked with people with disabilities? And I'll grant you hinted towards this during the interview, but I want to go back to it. But have you? I haven't done my interviews in a couple of weeks. So when I don't do it, my disability shows more hint of the show. So the question is, have you guys worked with people with disabilities? And are you willing to work with people with disabilities? Besides me, obviously.
I won an acting school, and 9 out of 10 of my students have disabilities. So I teach people with disabilities how to act. I make films now. Like, as I say, I'm writing scripts now for Hollywood stars, but I still write scripts and I give it to my students. And then I bought in professional cameras and sound equipment and everything, and kind of set up a production company. And I let my students make films. So I've, like, as I say, 9 out of 10 of my students have just a form of disability, or they all have some form of disability. And I get them to work away. I make films for them. I push their career. I teach them as much as I can. And they're all doing fantastic. Someone's actually being cast from here in the UK to fly out to the States to work. So, yep, absolutely. I feel that no matter what, well, you have a disability where it's physical, mental, you should be given a chance. Everybody should be treated equally. Trust me, I believe in that, because, as I say, I'm covered in tattoos. I'm Irish, and you know what I mean. And I've been there. People don't kind of give you. They kind of treat you in a way where you feel like you don't belong. So I feel everybody should be treated equally. It's like my wife's a part of the female filmmaking association and stuff, and she made her female directing debut. And I feel like everybody should be treated equally in the industry. There's too many people are quick to judge. It's like, why hire somebody to play a role of somebody in a wheelchair that can walk if you could actually get somebody in a wheelchair to play that role? It's just silly. I just think everybody deserves a chance. So
exactly. I actually worked with learning disabilities for 10 years. I worked for the NHS in England, obviously, and worked with them for 10 years. So I've seen the ups and downs of life with a disability, and I agree with you. People deserve better. It should be equal. It isn't, but it should be. It needs changing. Yeah. And why shouldn't we work with learning disabilities? Why shouldn't there be actors? Why? Yeah, like I said, you're hiring people who can walk when the people who can't walk can act the same role. Why not get them? It's crazy.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Usually I'm argue with myself, so I do my catchphrase over and over because I've been doing it for almost 900. I did it for 900 episodes. But Chris, I don't know if you ever heard my catchphrase before, but the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. To prove them, it can stem out to something. Now, the reason I didn't say that in the beginning of the show is because I was doing this for 900 episodes. It's like after hearing it after 900 times, people just want to hit the fast forward button. But, going into my new season will be this January, season 10. I probably will do the episode because if you've never seen the Keith Andrew Network before, you probably want to know what it's about. But, I try to make it different and upbeat. But with the last 5 minutes, was there anything you guys want to talk about, promote? This is your time after all. And Chris, I'm going to pass it to you.
Yeah. To promote, next year I'm doing a film called Take Hold. It's based on soldiers who suffer with PTSD. It's going to be my first major production that I'm putting together. We were shooting here now before Christmas, and we had to stop production due to COVID because of one of our actors getting sick. But that will be finished and coming out next year. And then also I'm going off to LA next year to shoot a film, Battle Babylon. And I'm also shooting The Council, which is going to be pretty awesome. And just the fact that I have several scripts now that, as I say, will be getting one of them. I think the first one's getting done now, January, February, starring some amazing names. So I'll be sharing that on my Instagram, which is official_Chris_T. And yeah, I'm just excited to work, really, to be honest. Can't wait to show next year can do, because I'm hoping by the end of 2022 I'll have about 6 or 7 major films out there with my name attached as a writer and actor. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Grant?
Well, I'd like to promote the 2 films I've just finished. The Wrong Side, which we filmed in Manchester, which is about a serial killer. We've just finished that one. And one called Detected that we've just finished. So I'd like to promote them too. And starting one tomorrow morning, so that's an exciting day tomorrow. My book as well, Murder by Pencil, promote that. So yeah, a Las Vegas director has just read it. He's put me a fantastic review on Amazon. So yeah, just glad to promote things, the films, the books. Just carry on going. A bit like Chris, carry on going.
Make sure I try and get a copy of that off you.
Yeah, I'll have to send you one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll need to get a copy of it off you. So we'll add each other or something, we'll find each other and then send me a copy. We're like, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Your Instagrams will be in the bottom of the screen. And definitely send me a link too bad. And for people who are watching who want to buy a copy of the book, who definitely we can get one. I would love to have a copy.
It's on Amazon. A Las Vegas director just read it. It's put me a fantastic review on. Said it'd make a great movie, so Chris can write me script.
Fantastic. Oh, that's big, brilliant. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, get together and make a film.
I lived over in Las Vegas as well, so it depends. Let me know who it is, and if I know them, it'll be even better again, because then it means you could be writing something for somebody you know. Do you know what I mean? Adrian
Leon is called.
Right. Let me look on Instagram, and if I know him, then that's fantastic, because it means you're double. This could end up being one of those things where you chat to someone and it all clicks together. It's like I'm doing a set of books. I can't really say much about it. It's really awkward. I wish I could, but I'm doing something. I'm taking something back to Ireland, and the only way I'm going to put it is the casting directors of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and King Kong and all said that this will be the next like Lord of the Rings meets Game of Thrones meets 300 style thing. So I am working at the moment. I finished the first script, finished the whole storyboard and all for the treatment. We got as I say, the casting directors of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit are very, very, very excited. They look over it and read it. We've got amazing composers, got director from Netflix attached already, and it's going to be a 3-piece thing, and it's going to bring out as well. We're going to have 3 books along with it as well. So yeah, a lot of mad things happening for next year.
Fantastic, brilliant.
If you're looking to turn a book into a script, then absolutely give me a shout. I'm up for everything.
Yeah,
I'm up for everything. I love you.
No, absolutely. Now, I do have a couple questions for you guys off the air, but wrapping up, as I did say, your Instagrams will be on the bottom of the screen. And if you need someone who do music, I know a couple people, if you're interested. One of them did soundtrack to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The other one is an upcoming music composer. So I know a whole bunch of great people. And like I said, you help me, I help you. And this interview is about bringing people together. But I do have a couple questions for you off the air. Wrapping up, for viewers and listeners, make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network, available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And yes, now on LinkedIn. So like, subscribe, brand new content will be coming. Let's see, right now we're doing only international episodes. This January will be season 10 of the Keith Andrew Network. One of our big guests that we're working on is having Eric Bischoff, one of the greatest promoters in professional wrestling. We're in the works of having him on the show. So make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network. And until we meet again, catch you later. Thank you and happy holidays.